Hi y'all, I'm Amber and today I'm going to be doing my weekly wrap up for films. This is the first weekly wrap up I've done on these. I've been planning to do it like this. Again, another change. Hopefully this will stick. But I still want to be able to talk about the films I've been watching, and sometimes I watch more rewatches than I watch first time watches, so I thought that I would combine it in a different way. So I'll be talking about the films I watched for the first time first, and I'll do short reviews on those. Then I'll just talk about the films that I rewatched in short terms, where I'll just tell you what the film is and about and the rating. And then I will talk about TV shows that I've been rewatching. I'm not going to talk about the TV shows that I am currently watching unless the TV show has ended its season. So the film that I watched first is Alex Rider's Stormbreaker. This is about a teenager named Alex, of course, whose uncle is murdered, and he realizes that he was a spy, and Alex is taken in to take over the job that his uncle was killed over. It was okay. I really didn't care for it, and I really didn't not care for it. I thought a lot of the acting and a lot of sort of things was overdone. I thought some scenes were unrealistic, and I think it was all done purposely, but instead of being funny or cool or whatever, I just kind of found it annoying and frustrating. And it could be just part of the mood that I was in when I was watching it, but I didn't really care for this film that much. But it was entertaining to a point, and it was okay. It was also very predictable. I mean, you knew what was going to happen from the very beginning. And so, this is a film that I would recommend for the younger ages. And so, this one gets 3 stars. Then I watched Parkland. That stars Zac Efron, Marcia Gay Harden, Bilbao Thornton, Jackie Weaver, and Paul Giamatti. This film surrounds the events of the JFK assassination. It takes the perspectives of the people around it, the doctors, the nurses, the brother of Oswald, the Secret Service agents, the FBI agents, all of those, and you get to see how it affected them, how they handled the events, and the emotions that came from the assassination. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. I really, more so that I enjoyed seeing these perspectives, because it gives you new insight into the events. And overall, I think that it's a really good film. I just found that you never really felt you were getting in depth with any of these characters. It felt very much like you're on the surface, and I would have liked a little bit more depth to it. But as I said, it's a very interesting idea, and I liked getting more insight into the people who had to be a part of these events. This one gets 3.5 stars. The last film that I was able to watch for the first time in the past week is Keith, and this is about a guy named Keith, of course, who becomes chemistry partners with this girl, and she's like the socialite of the high school, and they sort of kind of fall into each other. They become friends, and as they become friends, they sort of feel there's more there than just friendship, and he's kind of the oddball of the school, and so she has to struggle with the fact that, she likes him and she wants to be friends with him, but all of her other friends are saying, oh, he's the outcast of this place, don't be friends with him, he's too weird, too freaky, and so she has to struggle with that. But not only that, as they start to get to know each other, she realizes there's a secret that he's hiding from her, starts to cause issues in their relationship. Overall, I really love this film. The acting and the story, the way they handled it was so wonderfully and beautifully done. At times it did get a little bit slow, and I found myself wandering away from it, but in the end, it was unexpected. I thought it was one thing, and then when I realized what it actually was, I was quite surprised. And so this one gets 4.5 stars. Now on to the rewatches. The first film that I rewatched is The Count of Monte Cristo. It stars Jim Caviezel, Guy Pearce, and Richard Harris. We all know the story of the Count of Monte Cristo, so I'm not going to tell you what it's all about. But this one gets 4.5 stars. Then I rewatched Now You See Me. This stars Mark Ruffalo and a whole bunch of other people, including Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman. This is about 4 talented magicians who mesmerize a whole international audience with a series of bold and original heists while the FBI is chasing after them. This one gets 5 stars. The next one is My Name is Han. This is about a man named Han who goes on a journey to try to find the president and tell him that he is not a terrorist. This one gets 5 stars, like all the stars in the world. Absolutely loved it. Then I rewatched Red Riding Hood starring Amanda Seyfried. This is a retelling of the Red Riding Hood tale in a kind of dark, twisted way. I gave this one 4 stars. Then I rewatched King Arthur. This is a story about King Arthur. Supposedly they have found new archaeological finds about King Arthur, which would say that King Arthur was a real man and that the tales that we heard is just, stories that have become more bigger, more grander, more fairy tale-like as the telling keeps being told over. And so this is his true story, if you would like to say. The stars Keira Knightley, Clive Owen, Ioan Gruffudd, and I absolutely loved it. This gets 5 stars. Then I rewatched Legend of the Guardians about a Tito owl called Sauron, and he and his brother falls out of the tree that they're still pretty young, they haven't learned how to fly, and they get kidnapped by the pure rulers or whatever, and he is able to escape with another owl while his brother decides to stay back, and he goes on a journey to try to find the Guardians. This one gets 3 stars. I rewatched Stomp the Yard, and this is about a young man who goes to college after his brother is killed, early expecting to find a place there, and he finds these groups like Zetas or whatever you call them, frats, and they do stomping, and so he ends up becoming a part of one of the groups, and he learns what it's to be a part of a brotherhood and a team, and also he finds love. This one gets 4 stars. The film that I rewatched is Les Miserables, and this stars Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe, Anne Hathaway, Amanda Seyfried, and a lot of other people who are so amazing in this film. And we all know what Les Mis is about, so I'm not going to talk about what it is. And of course, this one gets 5 stars. On to the TV shows that I have been watching. The first one that I've been rewatching is Grey's Anatomy. I am on the 3rd season, and I'm absolutely enjoying rewatching these seasons. The TV show that has finished its season out and that I've been watching is State of Affair. Who knows if this is going to get a 2nd season or not, but I really hope it does. It's not like the best show. I do see that it has faults and it's not the most exciting, but I enjoy the story and it's keeping me going, and the ending makes me want to see what's going to happen next. So I'm really hoping there will be a 2nd one. I'm really hoping, but I really don't know if there is going to be. I feel like if there was going to be a 2nd season, they would have already announced it by now. So if you do not know what this is about, it's about this woman who is the CIA research for the president, and the president and her are connected. They're almost family, but her fiance, who was the president's son, was killed when they were on a tour through the Afghanistan. I'm not really sure where it was, but the terrorist that killed her son, he killed her and killed the CIA basis, who's Charlie's fiance, was also her asset. But not really, and so it's kind of like how Charlie has to kind of find him and take him down, basically. As I said, I did enjoy it, so it gets 4 stars for the 1st season. Well, that is it. Tell me down below what you've guys been watching. If you watch any of these yourselves, tell me what you thought of them. I would like to know. Thank you all so much for watching, and keep warm.